So we got the bench done, but we hate it. The first thing we did was we actually, on the floor, we taped out the footprint of the actual bench, okay? We left it there for a few days just to make sure we were good with it. If we look at this, the way we did it, this is the outside. So the outside is here. So if we measure the outside, we're getting 69 inches wide by 18.5 inches deep. For this, what we need is we need a 69 inch piece here, a 69 inch piece here, and then we're gonna need one up here and up here, right? Then we're gonna need the piece that goes on the inside here. So we need one for here, one for here, one here, and one up here. All right, so to determine that, I already know my width. That's real simple. That's a 69 inch width. Now we have to determine the depth. So the depth, what I'm gonna do is to minus the two 69 inch pieces. I'm gonna stack two pieces up, and I'm just gonna measure right off of there. That gives me 15.5 inches. So now what I need to do is I need to cut 4 pieces at 15.5. So now we got two 15.5 inch pieces. And this is what we're looking at, okay? So this is gonna be the frame, the bottom one. All right, obviously those corners will be squared up. We're gonna build 2 of them, okay? So there's gonna be one on the floor and then one floating up around here. The one on the top, we're actually gonna run one side of all the pieces. We're gonna run all the pieces through the table saw or if a joiner or if you don't have any of those, you can just sand them. The reason why is when you open the door, you're gonna see it. Okay, so I just wanna clean up that edge and make it real nice and smooth. All right, so to build the frame here, we butted up the corners, squared them up, of course, and then I used 2.5 inch construction screws to screw them together. Pre-drilled, of course, to avoid any kind of splitting. We made 2 of these frames, so one for the bottom and one for the top. All right, so we got our frames built. Now we got a bunch of these cut, okay? These are gonna be our supports, right, to hold this up. So what I'm gonna use to actually attach this to the framing is a pocket hole, and I'm gonna use a Craig jig. So this is the Craig, I think it's called the Pocket Pro, and it makes all the guesswork. I'm not sure if you've ever used a Craig, you'll know it's a little bit, the older ones are a little bit pain in the butt to set up. But once you set them up, they're great. This one makes it real simple. So what you do is they give you this little gauge, right? And all you do is you put it on there, right, like that, and it basically gives you this one measurement. This one measurement here, so it's right in this line, 1.5. So now what they did is they made it real simple. Now you know that one measurement based on the width of your board. You set this at 1.5, okay? And then you set the bit at 1.5. So there's actually little numbers on there. I'm not sure if you see it, positions. In this case, all I need to do is put this in here like so, and then you just use this handle to clamp it down. And then all I gotta do is get my drill and drill and drill. And then I'll have my perfect pocket hole screws. Then I can attach this to the bottom or to the top and attach it to the bottom. So I'm gonna drill all of these right now. All right, so this is where we are. We have 5 uprights. They've all been pocket holed, okay? They got their pocket hole. I'm using 2.5 inch, or no, 2.25 inch pocket hole screws. They go in through like that, okay? And it comes with this special driver, right? And we're gonna put 2 back here and then 3 up here. So let me show you how this kind of goes together. So I'm gonna basically hold this on the corner. Like I said, bridging the gap here so that we're attaching to this one, attaching to this one. We take our screw, we put it in there. And it's pretty nice. You don't need to really clamp it or anything because it's really pulling it straight down. There you go, it's attached. So now we're just gonna rinse and repeat on all 4 corners, and then we're gonna put one in the front middle. All right, so now we have our frame built. Okay, actually I have it upside down. I had to flip it. That should go. Remember, we cut this flat, so this top is flat. So that's the way it's gonna be. So I have a support here, okay? I'm not gonna put a support back here because this is actually gonna be screwed into the wall. So now we need to put some kind of face on this, okay? I'm actually gonna use this stuff. This is like that beadboard stuff. But I'm gonna mount it this way because we don't wanna see. We're actually gonna put some kind of cool wallpaper on the front of this. But really this is up to you at this point. You could put really thin plywood, like a 1/4 inch plywood, case it with that. You could even do drywall on this. I'm just gonna use scrap material that I have around for other projects, just to fill in the front and fill in the sides. But now all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna hold it up there. I'm gonna draw my line on the inside here, take it outside and cut it with saw. Now what we need to do is we actually need to attach this to the wall. All right, so we got it in place. I'm gonna use some construction screws. We're just gonna use 2.5 inch construction screws. We're gonna find our studs and we're gonna screw them in. So we got it centered. Now we need to see kind of what we're working with as far as level goes. So all right, so we now attach the frame to the wall, to the studs. Okay, so I have 3 screws going in here, 3 on the bottom. And what we did, this floor is a little out, so we had to shim it. So basically, we added some shims back here, shims up here. Basically, all we're trying to do is make sure that it's level. All right, so now we're gonna attach these faces. We're gonna use a 1 inch brad nail. And that'll shoot through here into here. I'm also gonna add a little bit of glue just to help out the adhesion. All right, so now we are going to attach the hinge to the lid, okay? So we have 2 pieces of lid. We actually have the lid, the part that lifts up, and we have the back that we scribed, okay? Piano hinges are a little weird the way that you have to attach them. And in this case, I'm gonna use a 48 inch piano hinge. I decided to go with black, okay? The challenge here is that you want the piano hinge to be flush. So I made a little mock-up here. So when you're looking at it, you're sitting on it, you're not gonna see that piano hinge. Although it seems very simple to do, it's a lot more difficult than it's. The way to make sure that it's concealed, right, and flat, and that it actually works, right, like a door, is you actually have to hold the 2 pieces at a 90-degree angle. So that's why I have the scribe piece clamped to the front of this, and then I have the top piece on the top, okay? And if you hold it at a 90 degree and you put this directly in the corner, all right, and you drill it in, you attach it, that gives you this effect, okay? I have the actual lid. I took it and I flipped everything like this, and then we put it down like so, okay? So this is actually the front of the lid, and this is the back of the lid, okay? And now we're just gonna put this in the corner and attach it. The important part is that you know, that you have the same distance from the piano hinge from this edge to here and this edge to here. That's what gives you this effect of not being able to feel the piano hinge and being able to use it and open it up. We need to find a center, 36. Okay, and then we want to find the center of our hinge, and boom. So you put it in the corner like that, with these being held at a perfect 90-degree angle. We may want to close that up a little bit. But now all we got to do is run all of our screws in on both pieces, and we'll have a concealed hinge in this case. It's going to be a little fun. Oh. So we got the bench done, but we hate it. So we're actually gonna rip this all apart and redo it. But the nice thing for you guys is you get to see the bench in this color scheme and in this color scheme. Oh. All right, so once we got that all apart, what we did is we actually cladded this with some beadboard, okay? So it's just paneling that you can get. It actually comes in a 4x8 sheet from Home Depot, and we just cut. I use 1 inch brad nails, okay? Just something that would go through here and not go through the wood on top, okay? So did 3 pieces, 1 on here, and 1 over there. All right, now we're gonna switch to actually trimming this thing out. So we're gonna switch to bigger nails. So now we're starting to put our trim on. Okay, we decided, what I did was I'm running, since I don't want to see any of the seams, I have the 2 ones in the front running long, okay? So the way, I just want to give you kind of like just a tip here on how to measure these, because you want these to be super tight. Like if you look here, these are pretty tight, right? So the way you do that is you take a piece and you actually run it long, all right? And then what you do, it's real simple. You just take your measuring tape and you run it, bam, into wherever you need to stop it. And then you look down and you can get your perfect measurement. So I can see that this is 19 1/8, all right? So what that allows me to do is when I cut this piece, I get a nice tight miter on each side, okay? And I decided not to cut these on a 45 because I don't think it would really needs it. I did a butt joint. Now we're gonna move on and we're actually gonna start running up our uprights, okay? So we're gonna do something along the lines of this, and these uprights are gonna be flush like that. And I gotta cut these all.
That's a perfect cut. Beautiful.
So like that one in the center?
I don't know, take it out. I don't think we need it.
Okay. So we got these.
Hold on, now start.
We got these in. No, we got these in now. They haven't not tacked in yet, but now we need to kind of go around the corner here. So we could go full piece. All right. That's what that looks like, full piece.
But it's too big.
But it's too big. So I think what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna cut this in half and just use this on both sides. God, these are perfectly cut. Maybe it's not coming out.
Oh, it'll come out. Oh, nice.
Bench made.
Oh, you messed up my paint job.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
no.
All right, so these are our cut pieces. Oh, there we go. No, these are a little bit more cut off. And that was too much. So let's go slide
Perfect.
like that.
Might be a little too short.
Won't be the first time. Now we're gonna tack these in. So basically what I'm doing here is just making sure all these are nice and flush and lined up. And then we're just gonna tack them in. Cut this with any kind of saw you want.
You can even use a handsaw.
You could use a handsaw if you want. You could karate chop it. You could use an oscillating tool.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, oh, see? Karate chop or jigsaw. All right, let's see if that karate chop worked. Yeah, that karate chop worked.
Perfect.
All right, now it's time to tack them in. We're gonna use, this time we're gonna use manual nails and a nail gun.
Manual nails.
What?
Manual nails.
Yeah, nail gun.
Oh.
Very tight quarters back here.
So many comments.
Oh my gosh, so many comments.
So many comments.
All right, so that is it. That's the 2 times bench. I call it 2 times because we built it twice. We did it in black, we didn't like it. Now it's in white, so you get to see it in 2 different colors. You know, bonus for you, a lot of work for me, but hey, I get to do something twice. So I hope this was helpful. I hope maybe this gave you an idea, do something in your house. We still have to stain the top. You know, no big deal. We're just gonna use whatever kind of stain. You can paint this, stain it, whatever. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, do you like the white bench or the black bench?
Well, it was white with black trim.
I would call the other one the black bench, and I would call this one the white one.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's the black one. Regardless of what you want to call it. Do you like this one? All right, we'll change it. Is this one's A and the other one's B? All right? Do you like the A or the B? Now I'm confused. I don't know which one is which.
Or 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
This would be the second.
The second one or the third one? We showed you how to do the framing. We showed you how to do all the trim work on the outside, how to build the cover, the hinge on, okay? I hope you liked this video. If this was helpful, if you're gonna do this yourself, please give me a like. Please give me a subscription, subscribe to the channel. Check out www.familydiytv.com. I'm on all socials under @familydiytv.com. What?
You're always learning.
Remember, here at Family DIY TV, we're always learning. I'm Mike, familydiytv.com. I don't know why I said familydiytv.com. I'm Mike, and I'm out.